We can set up combinations of dropdown, radio button, and checkbox group widgets to work together in our apps as cascading filters, meaning that the user selection in one widget determines the available options in another. In this example, we'll set up two dropdowns. The first will determine which dimension will be visible in the table and chart. Some of these dimensions have hierarchies associated with them, so the second dropdown will determine the hierarchical format in which the selected dimension will display. We'll start by adding a label to prompt users to select a dimension. Now we'll resize, reposition, and rename the text object. Next, we'll add a drop-down widget to the canvas to select the dimension to display in the table and chart. Here, we've also added the label and drop-down for the hierarchy filter. For the dimension drop-down, we'll add 4 dimensions: location, product, store, and sales manager. Now we'll add a script variable, which is a global variable that can be used in multiple locations in the app. This script variable will let us access the dimensions selected from the dropdown. We'll call the variable current dimension and set the default value to the location dimension. Now we'll define what happens when a value is selected from the cascading filters. We'll start with the hierarchy dropdown. A new tab opens where we can build a script to define what happens when the function is called. Note that we can get assistance by pressing Ctrl+space, which brings up a list of objects and methods we can use to build our statements. In this example, we'll start by declaring a variable, add an equal sign to initialize it, select the hierarchy dropdown, add a period, use the content assistance to select the getSelectedKey function, and end the statement with a semicolon. Note that yellow displays here to indicate that a variable has been declared, but not yet used. Now we'll add statements to set the hierarchy for the table and the chart. Now we'll edit the script for the dimension dropdown. Here, we'll declare a variable and use it to store the selected dimension from the dropdown, remove all the dimensions from the table and chart and replace them with the selected dimension, get all the hierarchies that are available for that selected dimension, remove any hierarchies in the hierarchy dropdown and loop over the available hierarchies for this selected dimension, set flat presentation as the default hierarchy, and filter the table and chart with the selected dimension. Finally, we'll define what happens when the application is first run through the onInitialization event of the canvas itself. We'll load all the available hierarchies of the dimensions and set flat presentation as the default. Now we'll save our changes and run the application. If we keep the dimension as location, but change the hierarchy from the default flat presentation to states, the table changes to reflect the hierarchy in drillable format. If we change the dimension to product, we can see that a different set of hierarchies is available. If we switch to the chart, we can see that the selected dimension and hierarchy format are displayed here too. Thanks for watching.